So Andy, nice to meet you, and thanks for your time, man.
No, thank you.
We've just seen 1 hour of the movie. I just wanted to see the whole thing because it's amazing. It's really something. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And I believe it's frankly Oscar material. And then we're going to go back to that whole discussion about mocap and Academy Awards. What do you think about that? That's eventually we're going to recognize mocap in
I would hope so. I mean, you know, I've always said that there is no difference acting wearing a motion capture suit or acting wearing makeup. It makes no difference. The actor's intentions, and even more so now as the visual effects company are able to really honour the actor's performances to a much higher degree. You can see all of the intentions, the acting process, the emotion that an actor brings to the role. So I mean, I would hope that there would be no distinction ever drawn between motion capture roles and live action roles when it comes to awards, for instance.
And in this movie, it's a full-time apes movie. We have few human actors, human people. So how is it different for you guys doing mocap in this one?
There are a lot of returning characters in this, and we've worked together as a family over 3 movies now, Terry Notary and Karen Carnival and so on. And then there are some new characters with Steve Zahn and young Amaya Miller playing human. But we don't act differently when we're acting with just the apes and then act differently with humans. I mean, I have a lot of scenes with Woody Harrelson, and it's just the same connection is there, regardless of the fact that he's wearing a costume and I'm wearing a motion capture suit. It's all about a chemistry between actors.
You've worked as César with 2 different directors. First is Rupert, and now Matt Reeves, who is like a genius. How is it different, the way you approach acting, the way they direct you? How is it different?
Well, I have to say both directors, both Rupert, who obviously set this franchise up, this recent reboot of the franchise up, and Matt are brilliant actors, directors, and they work in and amongst the whole of the technical challenges of creating a movie like this. It's all about performance. And I've spent a lot of time getting to know Matt, and he is a brilliant actors director, and he really brings out the multifaceted nature of all of the characters.
I fight only to protect apes.
And you've been doing motion capture since Gollum, since Lord of the Rings, and do you think that you know more about mocap, about this kind of stuff, than the directors? How do you behave like on set when some director comes in and he tries to give you instructions about things that you know since so long?
Well, it's always a learning experience, every single movie you work on, and it's always come down to the story that you're telling. But Matt was very open to learning, as was Rupert, you know, so it's a great exchange and collaboration. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have worked with motion capture now for 17, 18 years now. So I obviously have some skills that I can exchange with the directors. But very quickly they understand that there is almost no mystery to it, that it is just when they're shooting the movie, there's no difference between shooting a motion capture performer to a live action actor. It's just all shooting performance for its truth.
And what about the journey of César in this one? Because there's always this human connection with other humans, with James Franco initially, and how is it going on in this one?
In this film, obviously, there are both the humans and the apes are living in very desperate times. There's a huge battle raging, a war raging, and yet, even so, César's in his DNA to want to try and bring about peace in some way, although he's challenged in this respect because of the nature of the character that he spends time with, which is the Colonel, played by Woody Harrelson, who is hell-bent on destroying apes before his own kind is destroyed. But there is a bizarre attraction and mutual understanding of the necessity to try and keep your own species alive.
Last year we saw Peter Cushing coming back to life in Rogue One, the new Star Wars. Do you have an opinion on bringing back deceased and late actors with CGI? Do you know, is it respectful? How do you see it?
I think if it's done in a respectful way. I think of it like sampling music. You know, you have great musicians, great jazz musicians, for instance, from the 50s and 60s, whose material you can bring back and redub and remix and so on and so forth. So I think if it's honouring that actor, and it's a very, very good reason for why that actor is being digitally revived or resurrected, then I think it's fine if the family is fine with it and the estate of his estate or her estate is fine with it. Then I think there's nothing wrong with that.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
And congrats on the movie. Really.
Thanks, man.
I not start this war, but I will.